All right, we're going to go live a little bit earlier than normal. Okay, there we are. Let's make sure we come up over there. I don't see it live on YouTube. We are missing a video on YouTube. You guys see a video on YouTube? Why don't I see a video over on YouTube? Hold on, guys. Okay, there we go. Took a long time to get over there. Very good. Welcome. Hey, first and foremost, I want to thank you guys for coming on. It's been about 4 months since I've done one of these where I've gone live and out into the crawl space of social media. I'm currently on YouTube, HISadvocates TV, hisadvocates.org. For you that don't know, if you take a look below, we have a live stream, or we send off to, after we go live, to Roku, Amazon Fire, Android, Apple, Samsung, and LG TVs across the world. Probably about 800 million opportunities for people to see our stream at some point or another. So I wanted to promote that because we are the only network, and I don't mean channel, I mean network. Our structure is that of a network, and we are looking for good conservative content providers to any degree, from any kind of social media where they've been demonetized, where they've been taken down. We were taken down off YouTube. I think today we got about 64,000 subscribers on YouTube. We got quite a bit out there in TV land too, in the different channels or social media. But we are the only network. I really want to explain this to you guys so that you guys understand that has been approved as a live for live television on all those networks as an unincorporated private entity, and we fought for that. There's nobody else that's going to be able to pull it off, guaranteed. But not just that. I want to share with you the simple fact that for you to go and watch us, like you can go on your phone right now and download our channel, HISadvocates TV, 2 words, HISadvocates, and then TV, second word. But you have to put in your email. And why we impose that is because that's what makes it private. And that's what allows for you to agree to the terms of service, that you're part of a private membership. And that way we are not public, and we can say anything we want on those public platforms as a private network. The only one in the world that has that. The only one. And so I want to encourage you to reciprocate this information to other people that have not heard this before. Whether it's a couple years from now, 3 or 4 years, we will make serious groundwork in bringing on content producers where they've been put down over here. We have the ability for them to use and do anything from live streaming to, turn my phone off, of course it's on. Why would it be off, right? We have the ability for them to do rentals, subscriptions, anything that they need that they had over on YouTube land. They can put in their own commercials. They can get advertising dollars from other people's commercials. The point that I'm trying to make is we need to start pushing the elements to which bring back this world into the controls of the people, and not these social media or these networking giants. So first and foremost, thank you guys. Get that information out there as soon as you can. And for right now, I want to put this out. What the heck is going on in this world? You know, I watched this characterization from Obama probably 4 or 5 years ago on, I forget what he was doing or who he was talking to, but I could not believe my ears. He basically, in so many regards, said to everyone that all we got to do is keep them confused, and they won't know what's right, what's wrong, what's truth, what's not. And you know what? He's 100% right. And the conversation piece that we're having today is Trump's assassination real, or is it smoke and mirrors? Is it? I got to tell you, for a guy that's just getting shot at, and let's just presume it's real, and he did take a shot, and for me, it looked like it was real, and it felt like it was real. The balls, the literal big fat testicles that are on that guy to stand up with blood splattered across his face. I got emotional. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not a Trumper, okay? I don't wear MAGA hats. And if you understood what the word MAGA meant in the satanic rule, you would maybe fear a little bit about why they're using that name. I get it. Make America great again. Doesn't mean the same as that over there, or does it? Was it intended that way by somebody who got in Donald's ear and said, let's do this marketing piece for you and take over this element of your life and really push this red hat that has divided the world for some reason over a simple phrase? Just make America great again. And yet this guy is so divisive. Is he? No, that's not the correct statement. Has he been a turd to a lot of people that are on the left? Yeah, of course. I mean, I fall short on that every single day. It doesn't mean I'm not a good person at what I do. It doesn't mean I'm not living in the faith. It doesn't mean I'm not a conservative. It just means we're fed up with the ridiculous arguments that are projected on the left. But you know what I'm more fed up with? I'm fed up with the fact that I got to argue with them to begin with. Why aren't we coming together as a nation? Just a thought, just putting that out there. Like, how many, I watch a lot of things that I'm trying to seek out. I don't watch TV, but things that I'm trying to seek out. I really watch for certain elements, and I cannot believe some of the narratives that have been taught out there to divide the races, to divide the people, to divide the classes. Like, white men can't be racist, apparently, I just found out. Or feel like they've had race done upon them. Let me correct myself. Feel like there's been racism against a white person. It's not possible. We're not allowed to experience racism against us. Now, albeit, guys, look, we're not going to talk about whether there has been systemic racism in this country. We're not going to talk about those things. And I'm not saying you're right, I'm wrong, I'm right, you're wrong. I'm saying the focus is wrong. I can't believe that we are so focused on the color of our skins that we can't see the heart of the people that are behind them. I'm aghast, seriously, about this conversation. That you can't look at me as a white man and think maybe I'm a good man, that I have some black friends, and they're not token black friends. And they're not Uncle Toms. They are genuinely some of the best men on the face of the earth. And they're just men. They're not black men. They're not white men. They're not red. They're not brown. They're just men. But we're so focused on the narratives of white against black. Guys, look, you want to be mad at white folks? Get mad at the people that are projecting this and causing us to hate one another, instead of projecting and teaching love and causing us to like and love one another. See, we're failing in that we can't see right behind the glass curtain, the veil of smoke and mirrors that's being given to all the people worldwide. We're so blind to the simple facts that we don't need to believe anything anymore that comes out on social media or the news or media in general. We don't need to believe it because it's propagandizing. What do I mean by that, Kelby? In 2013, they made it legal to lie in the media. They have been taking and building stories, the CIA, and propagandizing the nation since World War II. It's by far not something that is a conspiracy. It's just a fact. They literally created a show that was identical to what happened in 2019 and the release of the Rona and all of that. It was identical, but it was 15 years ago, and they showed the plan of what they were going to do, all the way down to the DNA sequencing and the taking over of the person through their DNA. Hmm. Is it a conspiracy that there is a world order elite, a committee of, I don't know, 300? Is that a conspiracy? I'm going to tell you it's not. Is it a conspiracy that there's another group right under them, 8,000 enforcers? These guys are rich to any degree that we could ever think of what money is, but they go out and do some dastardly things to make and enforce politicians to do whatever they want, leadership to do whatever they want. They steer them, they threaten them. It's a scary thing where we're at right now in this world, where we believe everything that's on the TV, we believe everything that's issued in social media. We don't have a lens of real color behind anything to help guide us into truth. And everybody is being guided to do one thing, and it's their way, and it's to dumb us down. And I'm going to tell you something to the new people that don't know this. For people that are just waking up, I'm going to tell you right now that when you talk about laws, the next four things I'm going to tell you, you can find in the laws of the United States of America. You can find chemical trails being sprayed all over the world. It's barium, aluminum, and strontium. And if you knew what the aluminum was, you would actually freak out and have a serious issue with what it is. And I want to just stop right there and say, why? What is the purpose of chem spraying? Here's what they say: geoengineering, when they're coming out and they're being confronted and they're talking about the earth heating up, what they're doing the aluminum for is to cool, to reflect. And listen, this is the thought: to reflect the sun before it hits the earth. So let's continue to bombard Central America, meaning Kansas, the places where we grow food, Vegas, hugely in Vegas. Let's not get the desert areas. Okay, let's not go out into the places where we can't grow food or people don't live. Let's just go over metropolitan areas and spray. Is that true? Yeah, that's true. Now go dig and do your own research and find out what that aluminum actually is. And then they do fluoride and push it. And then they push GMOs, genetically modified food. Do you know, and I'm one of them, do you know our country's fat? Like beyond anything? Do you know they force things to go into the food of the people that are not healthy, that produce cancer? Glyphosate. There's these four elements that seem to be pushing, and they all are doing one thing: dumbing down America. Why? Could they actually? I mean, the rumor mill is that the whole reason for what they did before, and now that we have this new thing called the number one unknown cause of death, and I got to be coy here. I can't say exactly what I want to say, but the reality is people are dying every day. People we know. Heart disease is up through the roof, like 800%. Cancer is up through the roof. All the elements of a defeated immune system are present today more than ever before. They've literally said, the world order elitists, Klaus Schwab, Yuval Harari, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Warburgs, and I can go on, family after family, the banking cartel, whatever you want to call them. They literally have said that many of the people in the world are useless eaters, and that there is a plan to depopulate the earth. What the heck is going on in this world? How many people are actually running the operation? That's the one I always like to think about for myself. Like, seriously, what does it take to do what they did in 2019 globally? I got to give you guys kudos, man. It's pretty stellar. Plexiglass worldwide instantly, mass worldwide instantly, organization from a standpoint of the rules, the order, the structure, just handed out. And handed out by a non-doctor, and who creates viruses and creates solutions for his own software company. Makes perfect sense. Let's get a guy that likes making money off of things he's producing. If you don't know anything about Bill Gates, look up Bill Gates and look up the fact that he was called out by his wife, if that's what you want to call her, for pedophilia, that men were arrested on his property with child porn, that tens of thousands of people in India died due to his introduction of things to help them. I have to be coy. That is what happened and is happening. This is a guy who is being instructed. I guarantee it, he's not top dog. But they kind of feel like there's too many people on this earth, and we have a responsibility to help Mother Nature and the earth. Are you kidding me? Really? You get to pull shots and call who lives and who dies? Well, guys, look, I've touted a lot of things, and I've said a lot of things. And I'm going to tell you right now, the whole goal outside of depopulation is to chip and mark everybody by 2026. That's right. It's 15, 18 months, right? It's coming up. Did you know Microsoft has a chip on PatentScope? You can go to HISadvocates.org, and I don't have a little banner for you here, and download or do the search menu, because we took the patent on patentscope.com. The patent number is 060606. The use of the patent is to monitor all the nanoparticulate systems software that is in the body, give it job functions, and upon performance, issue digital currency. So the mark, the chip, 666, that is being introduced in the next couple years on a currency platform where the entire world right now is moving towards a digital currency platform. Did you not hear about this recently? The entire world's coming. They're making moves to change out and do whatever they can, every fiat currency across the world, and move them into a digital currency. Now look, I'm going to do my plug. Go join hisadvocates.org. Become a VIP member. We're training you how to liquidate your assets with minimal liabilities and move them into hard assets that you can control. And yes, 10x, 100x your assets, because if you leave them where they are at, you will find that you will have a depleted account in the next 12 months, 18 months, whenever. They have to smash America. The United States corporation has to go down in order to bring about this new world elite structure and system. There is many banks around the world, hundreds that have already gone over into the digital realm, and they're piggybacking on different platforms that we are riding coattails on and making a lot of money with. And we will teach you that. So go take a minute, register on hisadvocates.org, download the app His Advocates TV on your phone, and understand that there's a way to battle this and stay private. Because think about it. What if the Bible was true? I don't know. I've been reading it, and everything that I have been reading seems to come true. Whatever. Do with that what you will, you secular folks out there. You hold on to those ideologies that we went from the goo to the zoo to you, which is laughable. You know, every creation has a creator. Don't ever think you just were slapped together by goo over millions and billions of years and rocks. And how did the rocks come? How did the goo start? And, you know, all these molecules and gases and dirt and whatever combining. And oh, now I'm Kelby Smith. The goo to the zoo to you. What a joke, huh? Thank you, Mark Eastman, by the way. I love that. We did not. We're a created being. And what's weird is every time I open that Bible, I find something that is happening in the world today. So just whatever. Do with that what you will. Don't get upset at me talking God stuff. Just do with that what you will. Calm down. That's the number one thing cops do. They want to antagonize you. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. I don't mean to antagonize you, but I do mean to wake you up. And I do want us to start to realize we can win in this. And quite frankly, we've already won. There's systems in place right now that can protect you and your family. There's systems and structures and jurisdictions that people just don't even understand. And they think it's so hard to believe. See, we have hundreds of Supreme Court rulings showing that you literally can come out of the jurisdiction of the United States corporation. 100% out. And yet it's so hard to convince people, especially in the Christian community, because they're so sold on being obedient because that's what their pastor trained them to do. And I'm not going to debate pastors or their theology, but I will just say in Romans 13, where you're said to be obedient to that governing authority in this nation, you are the government, we the people. And the Constitution was created to restrain them and uphold our God-given unalienable rights. So the only person we are to be obedient to is the Elohim, not to any man and not to any public franchise pretending and masquerading to be a country when it is a corporation, a company. And by the way, pastors, listen, I love you guys. Stop teaching them to be obedient to a defunct corporation that filed bankruptcy in 1933 and then made the people the surety and the collateral for the debt of the nation. This is why Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson have the ability now to go and do what they are doing. And with cDNA, not DNA, changed or altered DNA, they are able to literally patent the individual and do whatever they want. They are now synthetic, human, transhuman, and property of whoever did that injection. I have the Supreme Court ruling. That's not a joke. It's not a conspiracy theory. It says that if they alter their DNA, that they have the right to patent the individual, meaning they own you. Do whatever you got to do to get that stuff reflected and changed. There are doctors out there showing you how to fix the record, and I don't know how they're doing it, but fix it for yourself, for your family. Make sure you're above reproach. I'm telling you right now, it's scary coming, isn't it? It is scary coming. So what are we doing in this world that they are able to just above reproach take shots at President Donald Trump? give him the poorest Secret Service joke, mockery of protection that I have ever seen. The guys that I'm used to watching from Secret Service are badasses. Excuse my French. Asses in the Bible, it's okay. They are stellar operators. I'm actually proud to say they're probably the most elite protection system unit trained that I've ever seen. What we saw that day was the Flintstones. It was a mockery. It was hilarious, right? Not really. Here we have an acting president, meaning retired in the position of president, was the president of the corp for the United States. And they tried to take him out. And I don't want to debate with people whether it was a real deal, a fake thing. I think it was a real shot. Because you can manipulate any video. You can manipulate any picture. You can make it anything you want. And that's the scary part about this is what do we believe? How do we believe any of the narratives that are being pushed out? Now they're raising up Kamala. Ugh, she's gross. I don't know how she got to that position, but there's a lot of speculation from a lot of guys that helped her out on the way up. Wink, wink. And the stupid things that she says, what is today will be tomorrow. Tomorrow's will be today's today. I can't even reflect stupidity like Kamala. I can do Joe Biden pretty good, though. That's pretty sad, but I can. All I got to do is put the mask on and let everybody see I'm wearing a mask. Some of you don't even know what I just said. It's okay. It's all right. We're living in a world that you don't know what's going on. Right from left, what to believe. I'll tell you what to believe. For sure, the Bible is playing out. For sure, there's a lot of crap that's about to hit. For sure, I'm one of the winners in the end. Are you? That's really what we should be focused on. Are you winning? What are you going to go through in the next few years? Are you willing to watch you and your wife go through it? No. Come out. Revelations 18:4. Go check it out. Then when you get your mind wrapped around, by the way, last week I got to talk to a Securities and Exchange lawyer, meaning he didn't work for them, he sues them. And I asked him, I said, did you know every birth certificate in the world is registered at the Securities and Exchange Commission? He's like, no, I didn't. And to tell people that they keep adding these securities, these assets to the bankruptcy to pay the debt, and the reason why they're doing what they're doing is because the more money they spend, the more money these banks make, because everything from the bankruptcy to this day goes to the banks. Now, I could break down the fraud probably like none other, and I'm going to do a quick version, really quick. Your birth certificate, your life equivalent, it's a security. It's traded, it's monetized. And your mom signs you away, your life equivalent, your live born record to the state. The mom's agreed to be a judicially decreed guardian, literally in law on the birth certificates. I don't need to debate this with anybody. If you want, I'll get the legal definitions and sit down with any attorney live and explain this and have them try to refute the transaction, because I can show where the BC is monetized. I can show what the legal definitions of these key terms on the birth certificate is. Then we had old deeds, your home, okay, where you used to be a fee simple, where you weren't recording in a registered organization name, meaning the birth certificate, you're recording in a real living man's name. Well, they created a registry at the same place, and they changed the style of the deed and the way that they record. joint tenants, tenants in common, legal description, above the land, in a registered organization name, and they don't even have the grantee sign these deeds anymore. And they use Federal Reserve notes under the collective entity doctrine, makes them a party to any transaction that is using a Federal Reserve note, meaning the United States, 6 ways to Sunday, ghosted you, fooled you, pulled the wool out from underneath you, and give you a deed that you don't even own the house and you've never even accepted. What is a contract? Offer, acceptance, performance. Okay. Offer, acceptance, performance. I'm blanking on the last two. Come on, somebody help me out. But the point I'm trying to make is, look at the deed. You've done the offer, you've done the acceptance, you've done the consideration. You didn't accept the actual deed that transfers the title into your name. No. So what do they do with all those? Because you're a tenant, you're agreeing, you're registering. Because you use Federal Reserve notes, they are a party to the transaction. Because you're purchasing a legal description, you're not even purchasing land. Did you know that? No, you didn't. A legal description is federal territory. Did you know that? No, I bet you didn't. And the fact that you don't sign the grant deed, there was no acceptance of a transaction whatsoever, and now you're paying property taxes for the rest of your life. Offer, acceptance, consideration, full disclosure. I'm missing one. I don't know what it is. Come on, guys, over on YouTube land, help me out. So the point I'm trying to make is, now there was fraud on your own behalf. There was fraud on every element of your home. Did you know they're frauding you on your car and your truck? Yeah. The manufacturer's statement of origin is the title of the vehicle. It's not a state certificate of title. So when you go down, we can teach you how to get actual title on your car or your truck. People don't realize that, oh my God, I got to register. No, you don't. You actually don't. I'm not going to argue with you that you may not have a problem with the law enforcement. There's ways to put it in a foreign trust, though, and protect your interests and not having to register it in a local state. There's all kinds of deception being done against America, from its health, from its well-being, to the financial instruments. Every note that we sign for a home is prepaid based on the birth bond that they monetize from your own birth certificate. Banks do not loan any money. I can prove it in a case anywhere, in any court, at any time. It's not an exaggeration. So did you receive a countersigned set of agreements from any lender ever? No, you never did. You are creating a trust and a check, and they flip it, endorse it, and cash your check, and then issue digits to escrow. Can you believe that? Yeah, that's exactly what happens. If you knew the monetary system that you existed in, if you knew all the fraud that you were partaking in, you would come out of that structure in a second. They are taking $2 trillion annualized from the United States and hiding it and making it disappear. Started under Donald Rumsfeld in 2001, 2.3 trillion exposed the day before 9/11 hit. Don't get me started on false flags. Guys, men across this nation, conservative, Republican, non-Republican, libertarian men, I'm speaking to you. We have had the wool pulled over our eyes like no other nation because we fail for a lack of knowledge in the simplest of things. We can show you how to be private, how to have a home properly deeded, recorded, not registered, in the proper vesting. We can show you how to be a state citizen like your founders were. They were not United States citizens. And we can show you pastors how to operate without 501c3s, 100% private, where you do not have to file a tax return, where you're not giving the assets, which is what you're currently doing under a 501c3 status, where you're not giving the assets over to the state, where they can't control you anymore and tell you to shut your doors on the next Rona. We can help. We create unincorporated business trusts, private foundations, SSMs, PMAs. We help people personally become private. It's a big deal. And I can't expound on this enough. Your lives are about to change in a form and fashion where they're going to take the rest of everything and they're going to make a mockery of all you guys who think you're elitist and got it going on, multimillionaires. You're going to be dumb, broke, and desperate, looking for a grain of fuel for your truck, food for your mouth. It's going to be disgusting what happens to this nation in the next few years unless we stand. Did I say go to war? No. We have to stand and do what is right in this nation like never before. It's okay to throw a politician in the trash can and video it and put it out there nationwide. It's okay. When they literally in the law, there's provisions for it. I'm not going to give the code. It's actually provisions for way worse. What to do to those people that are dishonoring their oath. There is so much that we have to consider for ourselves. People like listen to me and they're all, ooh, he's scary. Oh, they're going to get him. No. When you are firm and resolve in who you are as a man in the private and under God with the full protection of the law and God, you don't get scared of much. I want you guys from the bottom of my heart to know the fraud has to stop and we have to start protecting our wives and our children like never before. We need to stand. I promise I will do my best to help every one of you to figure out the proper path for you. We help companies, we help them all. But there is a way to actually be private, and listen, I'm going to say it publicly, and never have to pay the whore. The IRS is not the whore, it's part of the whore. Ever have to pay homage to the most destructive, evil, crime syndicate in the world that's ever existed. There's nothing good about it. It's the corporation. It's defunct. It's over. It's done. Only America, the republic, the re-inhabited republic in 2012 can take over and reseat the greatest nation in the world. It's called the Republic for the United States of America. It's already been done. I'm proud to say I'm a part of it. Now, everybody is going to come unglued because they don't understand that. They don't understand that it was set aside in 1871. Actually, before that, but straight up. They don't understand what is really, truly going on in this nation. And it's really quite unfortunate that we fail for a lack of knowledge. We can show you in the law where all this stuff exists. We're not making this up. When I found this out and I went into the rabbit hole in 2008, I spent 6 months researching, digesting, and going, I can't believe this is real. And I'm sorry, God, that we let you down as a nation. That's where my mind was for a long time. And the solutions started coming up in the law for everyone. We have helped tens of thousands of people become private as state citizens, helped over 5,000 companies create their own privacy as churches and organizations and business trusts and different things. It can be you too. You just have to let go of the little fearful heart. There's no reason to be fearful. You have a choice to contract or not contract. You have a choice, and it's a right in the Constitution. Do they play games? Of course. Does that mean you need to stay because you're worried about them playing games? Heck no. Come out. The reward of being out from God is absolute. It's empirical. It's there. It's in the Word. Revelations 4:18, Revelations 18:4 and 5. And then read 6. Revelations 18:6. Give them a double portion of what they've given you. Time to smoke these fools. What does that mean? Legally. I used to say this a long time ago in seminars. Pull out your 45 of law and smoke them. Why not? What did I just say? 45 of law. I'm giving you a little thing to consider. Not a terrorist. You guys are the terrorists. And you know you play games against the American people like never before. I rebuke every one of you, and I ask that you take heed that you are about to be crushed by the Elohim and by the people of this world for what you are doing to the world. And I say that with fervent, absolute, 100% certainty. We win, you lose. And don't ever forget that, because I know the way that this ends. And so for America, take heed, get on the right team, and come out of the structure and start living your life as God wants you to live, directly under Him. God bless you guys. Thank you for watching. And I will see you next week, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific on HISadvocates TV. Good night.